I'm not convinced that there's going to be much relevance to Wayfaring Temple's ability to populate later on. But then again, taking out one of his Goblin Electromancers does not feel like a good use of my time. I mean, he could just kill the Wayfaring Temple now. Or he could, well, sadly he might have just taken 3. All the spells are 2 cheaper. See what I mean? Christ. If he's casting it at sorcery speed, I have a feeling he's looking for land drops. No, he just got 2 lands. Okay. What did he find back there? Anyway, I think I Void Wielder, bounce an Electromancer, and smash for 5. I mean, I could Centaur's Herald, but I can't Centaur's Herald and pop Centaur's Herald and try and populate this turn. And since my plan is probably to Courser's Accord, I feel like Void Wielder, trying to get my beats on, is going to be as good as it can get right now. Wish I had something to populate. Obviously I don't. But dealing 6 is good, and clearly he cares about his Electromancer. Okay, so he clearly cares about getting rid of my Wayfaring Temple. Fair enough, it's pretty big. Let's give it Vigilance before we attack. Ta-da! Clever. Let's make Centaur's Herald. Next turn, if we draw lands correctly, we can... No, we can't Accord and Centaur's Herald. That would take more lands than there are in the world. Ugh. He's just got such card advantages against us here. I just don't feel like I'm winning right now, which is annoying. I mean, my board presence is pretty good. Okay, you can Statcast away birds, Centaur's Herald. Luckily, you know what's better than Centaur's Herald? Frackin' Centaurs. Going to attack with Void Wielder here in the hopes that he plays around a trick. Because I know he cares about his Electromancer. No, damn it. Okay, he's not playing around tricks. And now he knows I don't have one. Or maybe he's stopped caring about his Electromancer so much. That's interesting too. Okay. Double Centaur all the way across the board. I feel he's going to start getting some somethings. He can already Staticast 2 Centaurs. Set up Songbirds is very terrible. He's got his own Armory Guard. Ah, his doesn't have Vigilance now. Which blocks Centaurs pretty effectively because he can ping them. Ooh! Is it power or toughness? Power. That's the kind of draw I can appreciate. So, I play that. I attack with 2 Centaurs and an Armory Guard. If he doesn't kill any of them, he could just block a Centaur and take, what, 5? I'm fine with that. He could block a Centaur, block the other Centaur, block Armory Guard on Centaur, block Goblin Electromancer on Centaur, ping them both, kill them both, at which point I get to put 6 counters, probably 3 on the Void Wielder, 3 on the Armory Guard. Yeah, this makes combat math so difficult for him. And for me, don't get me wrong, combat math is hard, but I don't think I attack with a Void Wielder. But this is the kind of board state where I feel like Death's Presence is pretty helpful. I could use more Courser's Accords, you know. If he takes down my Centaurs, then yeah, my Tostani's Judgments and such get worse, but what can you do? He does block thusly. Is he killing 2 Centaurs? He is. Fabulous. So let's put some on the Armory Guard and some on the Void Wielder. No sense putting all our eggs in one basket when he might have some sort of trick. Giving us a 5-8 and a 4-7, which is good. You know, 5-8 Vigilance and a 4-7 not Vigilance. See what he says to that. Probably detaining Flyer, so he detains, what, the 5-8 Vigilance? Oh, it's horrible. He kills the 5-8 Vigilance, making me have to replay it next turn. I attack with the 4-7. And he's got the other Electromancer, which I knew about. He attacks with his 1-3, because he can. Oh, that's good. I can now kill something. I definitely attack with the 4-7 here, right? No, he can just block with a 2-5. Yeah, there's no bloody point even attacking with our 4-7. Ugh. Play our Armory Guard. Bollocks, is he stabilized? Ugh, could use some more creatures here. Luckily, it feels like he's either out of spells or almost out of spells. The Concordia Pegasus is in no way a threat. I do not need to aerial protection it. I could draw my own Pegasus for one thing. Damn, he's still got spells to play. Oh, Christ. I mean, the Death's Presence is good, but I could use some Accords here or something. I think I do still play Cellar. Because if I play Cellar and then he pings my Songbird, then I can put +1/+1 counter on my Void Wielder and start vaguely getting in there with it. And it gives me a 1/2. I mean, useless and rubbish those Cellar of Songbirds is. A 1/2 that puts a +1/+1 counter on something is better than nothing, which is my alternative. You could choose not to static cast the bird, of course. I am going to go eggs in one basket on the Void Wielder because I need that basket to be big enough to get through the Armory Guard. And if he has another Void Wielder, well, that just sucks. Since he's breaking up the Key Rune, let's wait till he attacks with it, he clearly hasn't got much else going on over there. Therefore, I think I'll aerial predation it. I mean, let's face it, the most threatening flyer we've seen out of him is the 3/3 flyer. This isn't a lot less threatening than the 3/3 flyer. And my predation's not getting any better. Especially if he's not playing the 3/3 flyer this turn, which he's clearly not. Okay, so I missed on a draw. Which is fine, board's fairly locked up. I feel like I can attack with Void Wielder here. I've got a lot of life to play with, so if he makes an Alpha Strike back at me, that's fine. If he kills the Void Wielder, I put the counters on something else, which is fine. Death's Presence is working out. He just takes the 5. Ouch. Does he have me dead somehow? Some sort of Bluster Squall, or Teleportal? Teleportal for the win? Can you win on board? I don't think he can. It's possible he just doesn't feel like he has any good blocks. Okay, so no blocks, no attacks with his army. Maybe he's waiting on green mana so we can regenerate the Selesnya Sentry? Perhaps he needed the mana to pump his Frostborn? Weird. Weird. Oh, I could give my guy lifelink. I could draw a card. Or I could put attacking or blocking creatures on top of their owner's libraries. Oh, the things I could do. For now, I'm going to attack with my Void Wielder. My giant Void Wielder. Do I attack with Armory Guard? I mean, no. He can't afford to take 5 again. I mean, hopefully he just does, but... Oh. I mean, normally bouncing a Void Wheel is pretty terrible. But the fact that he destroys those 5 +1 counters makes my Cellar pretty bad. Yeah, it works, it resolves. Okay, so this turn I cast the Void Wielder. I can still cast the Azorius Charm, good news. Good news. Anyway. Oh, what do I bounce? I could bounce my own Gateway Divine. Tech. And then replay my Gateway Divine, blah blah blah. I could bounce his Flyer. I could bounce his Frostborn Weir. I think I just bounced the Armory Guard. It's the most expensive, isn't it? Yeah, it's the most expensive non-Void Wielder thing that he's got. Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, that'd be great. Thanks. So Cellar Songbird is basically a dead draw against his Staticaster. Just his Judgment is a close to dead draw on this board. Sometimes I should have saved the Void Wielder for next turn so I could get in there with the Armory Guard. But... ooh! That's a card. I mean, hopefully he doesn't have... if he has Syncopate, can he Syncopate it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He could Syncopate for 2, so yeah, he could. Probably play my land first anyway. Let's start by attacking, see if we can draw out any trick. We attack with the Armory Guard and the Void Wielder. He has good blocks on both, because he's got Frostborn Weird. But I could then Azorius... no, because I want to... yeah, so this turn we're just going to cast Resistance Saturate. Not playing around Syncopate for 1. Having a hit Vigilance should be able to get through fairly effectively on this board. I mean, he doesn't have green to regenerate the Selesnya Sentry, for instance. He's only at 7 life, which is not a ton. And it's not as if I'm on much of a clock right now, crucially. So I didn't notice it stopped recording again there. I don't know if you missed him playing Asperia, but he played Asperia. I then played pretty cunningly around it, but I drew Trostani's Judgment. Well, I drew Avenging Arrow one turn too late. I was then on board. And on top, obviously, Trostani's Judgment. It's possible I wasted the aerial predation. If it showed me Asperia, I wouldn't have cast the predation at that point. But he hadn't. You know, the best fire it showed me was the 3/3. So, yeah, that's annoying. I don't like going out in round 2. But hopefully we'll be back with another draft sooner or later. Thank you very much. This has been RtR, and good afternoon.